Welcome back, guys. Harry here, known as Trade Sharp, and I bring you these updates daily as always. And today I'm gonna do a bit of hand holding, and you better buckle up your seatbelts. Probably not in a Lamborghini after this dump, but let's get on to this and let's see what's happening with Bitcoin. Looking at the charts, actually, you can see it almost hit my alert, very close to my alert, and that was my, my buy-in, to be honest, right here, and I got front run. Typical, right? I mean, it took it off this tiny I didn't think that this would be enough significance to bounce the price, but anyways, it was. So, we had this huge sell-off here at the top of this formation here, and yeah, we come back in the range, to be honest. And I did say this was a fake out. I did call this. I was actually speaking with Gooding. You can go in the chats and in Telegram. So be sure to join our Telegram to be updated. And I was speaking with one of the members, and he's like, Bitcoin's moving. I'm like, I don't like volume. Uh, yeah, I'll just send it in this post in the Telegram. You can see where I said that, and that was always keeping me on edge. But you know how these markets work. If we go pull up volume, you can pretty much see that. Where's my volume? Great, I don't have volume. Let me just add it quickly just to show you. And that's how you really were to be skeptical about this. You can see that there was no volume into the lead up, but the dump has volume. So now we can see that this dump is a little bit real. Now we're actually getting picked up at this nice support level here. But what can we expect next? So I just want to go on the higher time frames because the higher time frames are telling a different story than the lower time frames. So looking at the higher time frames, we should have closed the 2 day yesterday, and yes, we did. So looking at the 2 day Bollinger Bands, if we close above, which we should have, yeah, it's telling me trending, right? So we did have a bearish closure. That's fine, but we're still closing above, and that's all that matters to be honest. If we're as long as we're closing above, I'm not bearish on this chart. Did 3 day close as well? No, 3 day didn't close. Daily would have closed. How's daily looking? Daily is looking very bullish actually, guys. If you notice this daily closure, this is actually, you can see that we clearly closed above this resistance here, and the only problem is we have broken this wick. So I would have said we would have continued if we didn't break this wick, but since this wick is broken and we've had this dump, this is now invalid. But it's looking good on the higher time frames. I don't really see why this is I don't really, on technicals, this is not really a technical dump, right? This is more of a dump that's either done by manipulation or FUD. But we do have some technicals backing it up because Bitcoin is pretty mature, and it does need to respect technicals, and I do see it respecting technicals. So looking at the chart on the lower time frame, such as the 1 hour, we can see that we did have a beautiful bounce here after getting the wick. And this is what's making me, look a little like, in on and off. Like I'm confused because if I were to look at structure, right, closing this where we did close, we basically close back within the range, right? And that should basically drive targets to go and fill that range. I did explain that concept in one of my videos. You can check it on our trading channel. But closing back within the range should tell us that we should come up and fill that range. And am I expecting another swipe down? Well, looking at momentum, momentum turned up on the 1 hour, 4 hour. It is crossing down, being held by that trend line there. You can see if you were to draw in a, you can see it's being held down by this, which caught it pretty well. But apart from that, might it turn up? Yeah, if we continue up and onwards a little bit, we might actually see momentum turn up on the 4 hour. Let's look at like a 12-hour Stokes to see how healthy they're looking. Where's 12-hour? There you are. And bring back the Stokes. 12-hour Stokes is still, still up there, right? I mean, it's not really bearish just yet. It is having a turn down, but it's not a death sentence in itself. A long time since I've looked at RSI. I don't really like to look at RSI. I would probably look at a daily RSI. I mean, RSI is just another form of structure, right? And that's why I'm looking at it, just to give you guys another form of structure. And I mean, it still looks good. It doesn't, I mean, I don't know why it's calling that bearish divergence. Uh, yeah, I'm not really that bearish on it, to be honest. I mean, 4 hour looks quite healthy, to be honest. Look at this, guys. We're still holding this uptrend, right? We did break it here, but if you look at it, it's not structurally broken down here. And that's what's more important, is if it were to be structurally broken down here. But I don't really like RSI. I don't know. Don't even know. It's the same thing. Like exactly what I said that we had that bounce there. It's the same thing. So this is why I don't look at RSI, guys. Price action tells you the same thing. But it was just another way. Might as well have a look at it while we're at it, isn't it, guys? So what am I looking for, right? Like, we're getting off track. This is an amazing basing option down here. That's why I had an alert there. Because this is an area that I looked for a very good bounce and for us to hold. Because if we do break this area here, then I do look for us probably to come down to 40,000, another $4,000 move. As long as we're above this area, I'm not bearish on this chart. Uh, the thing is that indicators like, let me look at daily Bollinger Band, not at 2-day Bollinger Band. Uh, yeah, we'll look at 2-day Bollinger Band to give me some insight into where we were. So 2-day Bollinger Band, where is that coming in at? All right. I mean, yeah, I'm not bearish on the higher time frame, guys. You know, the higher time frame looks very strong, very strong. Uh, I'm looking at these dips more as opportunities, to be honest. But was this the dip? This is the question that's a bit. Was this the dip? I mean, we did get very close. We did tap basically the wick right up there, right? We did tap this wick here, 45,000. I mean, that would be my first target. Looking at it around this area here, 45,000. I mean, we basically tested the downside target before filling the range. You can see it tested. I'm wondering, guys, if this was the dip, if we will have a second swipe. I mean, momentum's still down on the 4 hour. 4 hour candle closure. Did, if 4 hour closes like this, it's closing basically bullish at support. You can see it's a support here. It's closing bullish at support. So I mean, it's hard for me to call this, to be honest, guys. It is catching me out. Was this the dip, or are we gonna take one more swipe down? If we do take one more swipe down, possibly an opportunity, not financial advice, of course, but risk management below 44,000 for sure. Definitely catch the bounce around the same wick, maybe a little bit lower. But will it want to swipe down? I mean, let's look at Ethereum. What is Ethereum looking like? Same sort of bounce, but Ethereum, to be honest, I don't know why I have this here. Remove. Yes. Remove. Yes. Ethereum, let's look at the 4 hour on Ethereum. We did break this very sharp trend line, but we're still holding structure on what time frame? We're still holding structure on the 12 hour, which is good. I mean, this wick is not, I mean, it's just manipulation. This seems like manipulation to me, guys, and it's kind of breaking technicals. But Ethereum is looking a little bit more worrying. You know, look at this. 12 hour Stokes are crossed down and coming back into the 80 percentile. Daily is crossing down. 4 hour, 4 hour load down, and 1 hour. What are you doing? Up probably, yeah. So yeah, I mean, Ethereum is looking a little bit more worrying, to be honest, just based on structure, because we were so in this area, like getting tightly wound up, and now it's kind of had a resolution, and the resolution has solved to the downside. And you know, similar on Bitcoin, how we have this area and then we bounced off that area, Ethereum, you know, came a bit lower, but technically is still closing bullish at support. So to be honest, all I can say is that if Bitcoin, you know, it's hard this one today, guys. Very hard. Yeah, this was. I can only go off the higher time frames today, unfortunately, guys. So, Ethereum, let's wrap this up. So, Bitcoin, let's go back to Bitcoin. Sorry about how confusing this is. I didn't expect it. So, Bitcoin. Bitcoin on the higher time frame still looking bullish. I'm wondering if this was the test down here and we will continue up. We might have one more swipe down, but do not become bullish until we have at least a 2 hour closure below 44,200, right? Ethereum, on the other hand, is a little bit more worrying looking at structure. We are closing bullish at support, but if Bitcoin does want to have another swipe down and Ethereum ends up coming on the daily and closes below uh, 1,742, then I do definitely think Ethereum we can start talking about lower numbers such as really, if it does break this structure, we could probably come back down and base around here, 1394 to about 1419. So Ethereum is very pivotable. I'm not on a pivot point, you know, and it is a little bit scary for Ethereum. So Ethereum has to really hold where it is now. Any lower, and it's going to be issues, right? Closing on a daily. Uh, yeah, you know, like this area could be a very good bouncing area here. I mean, we might get a wick. Wicks are not problem, but closure is definitely a problem. But definitely keep your eyes on Ethereum. With that being said, I'll leave you with that. Sorry for a bit of confusion. Was a little bit of a complicated analogy. You know, it was a bit hard to kind of guess what the markets are doing. I definitely know what I'm going to be doing in the markets is sitting out and let them develop some more price action. But still on the higher time frames, Bitcoin is looking good. And if Bitcoin does come up and close above where it last was, like if Bitcoin does want to come up here and close anywhere above 49,000, then yeah, I'm looking for that 50 from 55 to 57 target to be hit. And with that being said, remember guys, take care, trade sharp, till next time. Peace.